Capricorn, I am having a rough time with your energy. And I know there's a message here because there's already been a synchronicity. In my meditation, I got that you can handle the pressure. And then the card that came out for you was pressure or transformation. So I know that Spirit is here wanting to deliver this message to you. But there's something with your energy that I'm working with where it's like there's friction. Okay, you're under some kind of pressure and it's really scrambling things up here in the field. Okay, that's what I'm tapping into anyways. So I've tried for a couple days now, actually, and I just did a whole reading, but it didn't sit well with me. Okay, so I'm going to try one last time and see what comes through today. And if not today, then I'll try again tomorrow. Okay. And maybe that's part of your message, right? Like, if something's not working today, you give it your best. And then if it doesn't happen, you take a break, you take a step back, and then you can try again. Okay, so it feels like there's something you're trying to work through and work out, and there's pressure. Time pressure, financial pressure, emotional pressure, psychological pressure, and I don't know what it is, okay? But it's making it very difficult for you to engage, I'm hearing. To engage. Okay, this card also says transformation. So whatever it is that you're going through, it's part of a transformation process for you, for your soul, for your spirit. And whenever we go through a transformation, things do get a little bit wonky and jumbled up. Okay, we're moving from one state to another. And often the state we're moving to is unfamiliar. It's uncharted territory. So it could feel strange, unfamiliar, even unwanted in some ways. But the transformation is necessary because if we stayed in the state that we were in, we would decay. Okay, this is what I'm getting right now. So Spirit's pushing you to transform something in your life, but it's coming with a lot of pressure. Both inward pressure and outward pressure, I feel. It's like a pressure to get something right. There's also a pressure, I feel, where you really want to I want to say you really want to be seen for who you are, but I don't mean that in a way where you want validation or recognition or anything like that. It's almost as if there's a lot of clouds over something. It's an overcast. You may even feel overextended, and it's like you just want somebody or something or yourself to see yourself clearly. Okay, let's get into the cards and see what we get, Capricorn. I'm going to look at the energies inside of you that are supporting you and the energies outside of you that are supporting you, and then we'll look at the challenges. So inside energies from your soul, from your spirit, what is supporting you through this transformation, through this pressure? What's supporting you, Capricorn? Just get one, Spirit. See, it's like even in the shuffling of the cards, the energy is a little frenetic. It's a little bit like, well, I'm not really sure what to do here. Apathy. The beyond in reverse, mistrust and doubt. This is the energy inside of you supporting you. Some apathy you have. Interesting. So there's pressure to care, but you're feeling kind of apathetic? It's because you mistrust and doubt something that you're being pressured to move towards. Okay. So let's see the outside energy supporting you. This is an energy coming from another person or people or maybe astrology. I don't know. Let's see. Rite of passage, 6 of Swords, overcoming and safety. This is kind of a difficult reading, Capricorn, because I feel like to get the message, you have to allow yourself to consider vulnerability as a strength. And I know conceptually you do, but to really feel vulnerable for a moment in order to feel your strength, if that makes sense. Because it feels like Spirit is telling you there's a transformation happening, it's a rite of passage, and you're safe. Everything is going to be fine. And I did get a message that you have some wins coming up, okay? But there's a part of you that is saying, I don't trust that. I don't trust this. I have my doubts, and maybe I should just close the book on this and not care and shut this whole thing out, become apathetic to it. But as much as you would like to be apathetic to the situation or disregard something or ignore it even, it feels like you can't. Like the tension keeps coming up, the conflict keeps coming up, something isn't being resolved, no matter how much you try to push it away. And it's this tension between Spirit saying you're safe, it's a rite of passage, you're overcoming some fears here, and you saying, no, I don't trust this. I don't want to care about this. I don't care about this, or whatever you're saying to yourself. It's a tension between those two energies that's creating the pressure. Okay, does that make sense? So the apathy as the support, I feel in this moment, we're going to clarify, but I feel like Spirit's wanting you to look at why you turn mistrust and doubt into apathy. Now, I can resonate with this. I have this, I'm a Taurus, I'm an earth sign too, okay? I have this thing about me where when I'm done, okay? I'm done. I close the book, I delete the contact, like I'm done, but it takes a lot for me to get there. But when I get there, that's it. It's like apathy on full blast. I don't care. You had your chance, whatever, it's done, But really it comes from a place of like, I'm doubting this whole thing now. I don't trust you. I don't trust myself. And rather than, like trying to work it out maybe in a more what? Empress. In a more nurturing way, okay? I just decide to shut it out instead, okay? And sometimes that's needed. It's warranted. And sometimes that just creates more issues when it comes to your shadow. And I feel like Spirit is saying, don't get apathetic on something. Look at why you don't trust something. Look at why you doubt something. Okay, let's keep going. Because having these two cards beside each other, I mean, safety and then mistrust, clearly there's something that needs to be resolved here in the energy. So let's see the energy inside of you that is challenging you. Obstructionism, it says. Laziness. Superficiality. There's an obstacle. You're obstructing something here. Your emotions, maybe you're obstructing your emotions with apathy. You're shutting down. Laziness. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I was trying to say there is like, rather than dealing with a situation that's complicated and takes hard work to get through the emotions, like where's this mistrust coming from? Can it be worked out? Where are my doubts coming from? I can get lazy and just say, forget it. I don't want to do that work on myself. I don't want to do the work on this situation. I'm just done. And it creates an obstruction on your path because something's not resolved. You deal with it at a superficial level. This is a tough one, Capricorn. So not all of you will want to hear this, or maybe not all of you need to hear this. So you decide. But something inside of you is saying, I've already dealt with it. Forget it. I'm done with it. and it's obstructing your transformation. Okay, don't get lazy with your own soul's growth now. Let's see. Energy outside of you, challenging you. Breakthrough. Ace of Needles, intellect, clarity. With letting go. Yeah, okay. Nine of Swords in reverse, hope, coping. Okay. So, spirit outside of you, or a situation, or maybe even a person. I'm not sure what it is for everyone, but there's an external energy giving you this opportunity to let go all of these things inside of you that hold you back, that obstruct you from your own path and your own dreams and your own desires and your own transformations, and that feeling of trusting in another, trusting in yourself, trusting in the world, feeling safe. And yeah, it's like Spirit saying a breakthrough is ready for you. It's available to you to let go of all that fear and anxiety and worry and concern, and stop dealing with things on a superficial level where you get caught in like a karmic loop of like, oh, this is happening again. Go deeper into what's going on. And that requires you to become vulnerable at some level. Okay, there's a situation here that is seemingly out of your control. And that's difficult to deal with. So you're trying to harness control by saying, I don't care, or I'm not dealing with it. And yeah, superficially, that is gaining control over the situation. But in your soul, in your spirit, you know something needs more resolution. At least that's what I'm seeing in this reading. Okay, I'm just going with the cards and the energy I'm feeling. Okay, because I feel like this could be a very confronting message for someone. So, Spirit's trying to get you to have a breakthrough for letting something go. And you're like, no, I'm not letting it go. But at the same, like, how do I say that? You're telling yourself, I've let it go. Whatever. Who cares? And Spirit's saying, you got to let that idea that you've let it go, go. Does that make sense? You know? You do care about something. You do have some feelings around something. And it's a rite of passage for you to know that you can admit that, or look at it, or work through it, or discuss it, acknowledge it, and still be safe. You are safe to do that. Number 13. This is a karmic moment, I feel. This is a big lesson here. 13, the Death card, transformation. Okay, tell me more about what's going on for my dear Capricorn. Now, I'm not saying you need to get back together with your crazy ex, okay? I just feel like somebody always takes it there. Okay, it's just, no. Okay, go deeper than that thought form. This is about something deep, okay? This is about your feelings of stability and security, okay? And really, I'm hearing getting right with yourself around something. We have flirtation, number 9, and then we have Venus in Sagittarius. Flirting, yeah, flirt with the idea that there's something deeper that your soul's trying to work through within you. Okay, let's get intentional. Tell me more about the energy supporting Capricorn. Authority. And we have Mars in Capricorn. Number 10, completion. Authority. Rite of passage, overcoming, safety. An authority figure who's apathetic. Well, that doesn't sound good. Let's see. Tell me more about the supportive energy with authority. Decision and concentration. Something needs a good look at. Okay? You can't gloss over something. You can't come to quick conclusions with something. There's a decision that's before you, and it's coming with a lot of pressure. It feels kind of like a chess game. And it's like you're trying to make this decision from the outside without going in and seeing what it is that you're actually deciding. Okay, yeah, I feel like that's the core. You need to ask yourself, whatever's before me now and I'm struggling with and I'm wrestling with and I'm saying like, forget it. Maybe I just don't care about this, or maybe, whatever it is for you. What is underneath the surface? What is it that you're actually deciding you want or don't want? Or what's actually being offered to you? You definitely cannot take the route of apathy. That is not recommended here, okay? I mean, you can do that, but I don't think it's going to lead to a very fulfilling transformation for you. It's more of the same. Tell me about the challenge. Now, Gemini has come out in both of these cards. Mars in Gemini, Saturn in Gemini. And Gemini is like flexibility, 2 3s as well. It's about having, there's your perspective, their perspective, and then another higher perspective, the 3, right? And it's getting to that third higher perspective that Spirit wants you to have with the number 10 in completion. Like Spirit, putting Spirit as the authority. Does this make any sense? Risk for the challenge. Yes, I definitely feel like there's a risk and you're being like, no way. I'm not taking that risk. 9, discovery. And one more. We have resistance and fulfillment. You're blocking yourself from your own fulfillment with something. You have resistance to it. I don't know why. You're scared of something here. You're scared of going for something or believing. Maybe it's just believing. You're scared of believing in something. There's something you need to discover by going within, going in this scary little hole, which I'm taking as like a shadow space, right? There's something you need to discover in there. And it's risky for you to go in there because a lot of emotional stuff might come up, a lot of revelations, realizations of the things that have been holding you back, things you need to let go of. You're going to have a mental breakthrough. And mental breakthroughs don't come easily. I mean, sometimes they're divinely guided, but in this situation where there's a lot of pressure for you to transform, and you will, the breakthrough is going to feel like a cracking open, And you're going to see where you've been resisting your own fulfillment. This is a moment that people pay thousands and thousands of dollars in therapy for. Okay, Capricorn? So, I know you're frugal. So let's look at it as like a big savings for you to have this divine kind of intervention and rite of passage. Because you're figuring out here how you've been holding yourself back and how you let certain pressures dictate how you work with a certain situation. And how I'm seeing it in these cards is what happens is you just say, I'm shutting it down, I'm not revisiting, I'm not going to face something head on anymore. Like, let's not talk about it. It's a very much avoidant energy. Like, let's just not talk about it. Okay? And it's not that you're not deep with your thoughts. It's that you feel like it's wasted in some way. It's wasted conversation. It's wasted energy to keep going over something, but it's not. There's layers, okay? You go around the superficial layer, then you keep going, you keep talking about it, or you keep thinking about it with yourself, and you can go further and further and further until you get to the core. And that's what Spirit's trying to get you to go to and telling you you're safe to do that. And you're going to discover something very important here. This is a hard message for me to deliver. Because I love you. I do. But this is some tough love. And I feel like it's hard for Spirit too, or your higher self even. But you're really being put at a kind of a crossroads. so that you can do this. Okay, let's see the cards, Spirit. The Sun for your overall energy. Beautiful. This is like in your soul, in your spirit, you're wanting growth. Let's see what else comes through. Oh yeah, there's a very critical lens you have of yourself. Okay, you judge yourself very harshly. Now, I'm not saying you don't think of yourself highly, but you only think of yourself highly because of how hard you judge yourself. Let's see. Ooh, interesting. Okay, I'm excited for you. The Sun is your overall energy. This could also be an awakening to your identity and how you see yourself in the world, but I feel like it's mostly growth. So tell me more about the Sun for Capricorn's overall energy. Very positive and the opposite of an apathetic energy. So tell me more. Enlightenment, illumination, Four of Swords and the Hangman. This is where you've been holding yourself back. Okay, so you're aware of it. You're gaining that perspective. Okay, and I also feel like your old coping mechanisms, what you used to do in the past to preserve your energy, to avoid a situation, to not get into a fight, to avoid looking at some difficult things that are popping up for you, is not working anymore. There's also something that you've been comfortable with. Okay? It's like, you know, we're sitting around here, we're chilling, we're doing our thing. Here's our blanket. Our swords, our weapons are laid out clearly. We don't need to use them. We could just hang out all day. But now there's something in your soul that's saying, well, yeah, that's nice, but we need transformation. Like, this is a feeling of, yeah, it is. It's a feeling of obstructing fulfillment or growth. Can I get another card on this just to tie it in a little bit more? Now, I know this is like coming out kind of harsh, but I feel like the result of what happens here, as you know, from your transformation is good justice. It's going to be good. It's going to bring in the wins for you. Cause and effect, justice. Yeah, you're seeing how certain thought forms, certain behaviors, certain actions and decisions you take in your life lead to certain outcomes, okay? There's a better understanding here of cause and effect, of karma. And that if you take an apathetic approach to your life or to difficult situations, then the energy you receive back to you in the form of opportunities or relationships also carries that kind of undercurrent of apathy. You know, you don't want that. I don't feel like you want that. Okay, truth. You're seeing the truth of what's been holding you back within yourself. Okay, now I know there's been a lot of external situations that have been way out of your control. Okay, that have held you back or caused obstacles. But right now, the energy has shifted and Spirit's giving you a breakthrough to let that go. I feel like mostly you need to hear and know that you're safe. Okay, you're safe. And you've been through a rite of passage. And any decision you make going forward, you need to think about. You need to concentrate on what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you're scared of, what it is that you're denying yourself. Okay, and reclaim that authority, not control in an ego way, but spiritual authority over your own transformation. Okay, don't let some fear block you. Okay. Let's see. Judgment for what you don't see coming. Yes, this makes perfect sense. Of course it would be an awakening you don't see coming. Yeah. Tell me more about this awakening, Spirit. The Queen of Pentacles, safety, security. Okay, so you're realizing, King of Wands, that you can take risks in life, be adventurous, go after what you want, and still have security at the same time. It's not an either or proposition or a position that you need to put yourself in. You can have it both ways. And you've been playing it safe, but the playing it safe has actually become a danger for your soul's growth. Okay, give me one of these cards here. Two of Matches, progression. Yes, exactly. You can have it both ways, both paths, planning, discovery. You can both plan for what you want to happen and also be open to discovery at the same time, for the newness to come in, for the unexpected. Now, I feel like there could be someone around you who has some invisible strings connected to some support or some offer they make you. And you need to look at those invisible strings, okay? Do you want to be attached to this deal, this energy, this person, whatever it is? Okay, I don't know. That just came through with the number 404. Prince, it doesn't have to be for everyone. Prince of Wands for your opportunity. Okay, so this is you having the courage to go forward with what inspires you, with an adventure, and to know that you're a little bit of a novice here in whatever you're doing. Okay, this is something new for you. But you have faith in yourself. But look at the challenge. It's the Hierophant looking at you, judging you. Capricorn, are you sure you know what you're doing? Are you sure you can trust this? You know, this is that critical eye that you have on yourself and that maybe others have on you. There's somebody here, I feel, who historically, maybe in your childhood or maybe just for a long time, has really judged you, okay? And you feel that energy upon you when you're starting to go out into the world and do something new. You feel that eye watching you, whether it's actually happening or not. It's happening in your subconscious mind, right? And I think you need to shake that, okay? And realize, too, before you shake it, how much that has played a role in the decisions you make. Maybe this is an overbearing parent, or maybe this is an overbearing partner. Okay, I don't know. Or somebody who was very critical of you. It's definitely a feeling of a negative experience that you're very attuned to. The Tower, upheaval, disruption, fear of loss. Yeah, that you have a fear of loss for sure. I mean, I think we all do, but you're preventing yourself from taking risks, for having an adventurous life, for having joie de vivre, you know, like that feeling of zest for life, you know, and just seeing what could happen. You're denying yourself that because of this Hierophant. Like, no, we have to do things right. We have to follow the rules. We have to make sure that, you know, somebody approves of this. Why? Spirit's telling you you're at a rite of passage and only you get to decide now what happens next. Okay? And I feel like you pushing past a fear and moving forward and admitting that you do care about something rather than telling yourself you're apathetic about it. Maybe this is your future. I don't know. You do create a tower moment. And what I mean by that is you break yourself out of a constraining energy field. You know, you break the tower open. You refuse to live in confinement under this Hierophant's watchful eye, you know. You say, forget it, man, woman, whatever. Forget it. I'm going my own way. And I feel like this is you causing a tower, maybe in someone else's life, or just deciding, you know what? I got to have faith. I got to have trust in this transformation that I'm undergoing. And Spirit's kind of pressuring it too with the tower. Okay. Hierophant for the challenge. Tell me more about this energy here. Six of Pentacles. Yes, this is approval. This is someone's approval that you're seeking or that you're anticipating, hearing whether they approve or they don't approve. Now, again, this could be a part of yourself, you know, your inner critic. So what's the challenge here? Balancing act. Yeah, I'd say. Two of Buttons. Priorities. Flexibility. See, you're trying to balance your life between what your soul is wanting to do and calling to do and taking risks and living a full life and all of the ups and downs that come along with it, with this pleasing the Hierophant, the inner Hierophant, the outer Hierophant, you know, doing all the things, checking all the boxes, make sure you're safe, make sure everything is just so. Don't open yourself up to any risks at all. You know, you're trying to balance between those two things, those tensions, the rite of passage and the apathy, you know? And that's a real challenge energetically on you. I bet you're feeling exhausted. Okay? Okay, Seven of Cups for your advice. So this is a card of many decisions, lots of illusions, and feeling like you are spiraling in some sense. Or you are at the whim of this confusion, of this chaos. Seven of Cups. You need to clear something up, okay, in your mind. You're not seeing something clearly because you've told yourself you're just not going to deal with it, okay? And again, I can resonate with that. It's no judgment from me at all. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you've said, I'm not going to put any more time and effort into this, 7-7. It's not growing, it's not working, it's too confusing, just forget it. Okay, let me see. What's the actual advice here? This is the context. Four of Cups. Yeah, it really, Spirit keeps saying Four of Pentacles, like apathy. This is a card of apathy. But it's like the apathy is causing emotional chaos. Four of Cups can also be rejecting something Spirit's offering you. Opportunity, see? Ace of Buttons, fertility. It's like you're so caught in this energy of like, ugh, it all sucks. It's just all downhill from here. That's not what I wanted to happen. Ugh. Back to square one. Spirit's like, no, the opportunity is still here. And it's not even like an emotional opportunity or an energetic opportunity. It's a pentacle opportunity, meaning it's like a physical opportunity, something that you can really make sense out of if you want to. You know, it's material growth. So what is the opportunity, Spirit? Let's get real clear about that for Capricorn. Other than the awakening, which is a big deal. That's a big opportunity. A huge awakening, epiphany of what's been going on inside of you that's been preventing an obstacle for you, your own inner demons, you know, what's that all about? But there's an actual tangible opportunity that's on the table for you that you're ignoring or that you're walking away from. Organization. Oh, it's to organize your life, to bring chaos into order, to get organized with where you're going, Maybe you've been kind of leaving things up to, we'll see what happens. So this is planning, organization, while still allowing for openness to the unknown. We have Mercury in Capricorn. So you need to communicate clearly with yourself or maybe with someone else about what you want and how you see it working. You need to get organized around a particular opportunity, okay? Can we get anything else here on the opportunity? Eccentricity. Saturn in Aquarius. There's something maybe that has been blown out of proportion, or something fantasy land like, it's not grounded. There's something that you need to get more practical with when it comes to a particular opportunity. You could have been a little bit eccentric about how you see things working out, or unrealistic in a sense. And perhaps when that unrealistic thinking or desire was shut down or didn't come into fruition, you said you threw the whole thing, you threw the baby out with the bathwater. But Spirit's saying, no, you can still have this opportunity, but you need to get more practical about this. I'm going to do an extended. In the extended, we're going to go a layer deeper. I really want to pull out what this opportunity is all about in the extended. If you want to go there, the link is in the description box below. If you can't, or you don't like that idea, you're like, WTF, now there's an extended, I don't know what's going to happen. Trust that Spirit already knew that you were not going to go to the extended. Therefore, they gave you everything you needed to know personally right here in this reading. Okay, so that's how I believe it works. Anything else I can get about this opportunity? I feel like Capricorn needs a uplifting thing here. Dissension, apathy, uncommitted. What I'm seeing with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, it's like doing something independently on your own. It's getting away from this Hierophant. Breaking the rules a little bit, while still being practical. I don't know what's going on here, but it's almost like taking that apathetic energy you have and repurposing it. Telling the Hierophant, I don't care what you have to say. I'm apathetic to your position, your inner critic, or somebody outside of you judging you. Other people who want you to work for them or to do things in a certain way. Throw that apathy there, not towards your opportunity. Okay, the outcome for you is the Seven of Swords. Well, here you are realizing what's true and what's not. The lies, the illusions, the trickery. Now, this could be you with yourself, or maybe somebody else being deceptive. Let's see. Tell me, what is the Seven of Swords? Six of Wands. Well, there's pride. There's pride and ego in the mix of something. And that's been creating an illusion. It's been covering the truth over what's really available to you. There's a kind of feeling like, I want to win at all costs. Or I want things to go my way so that I can ensure my own success. But you're realizing with that thought that that's actually obstructing you from getting what you want. Or it could be somebody else who's like that, and you're realizing how their take on what's happening is a problem. Okay? King of Pentacles. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles. One second. You could also be trying to prove yourself. Well, we said that with the Hierophant. And sometimes that idea of like, I want to prove myself can come from like a higher place, a higher polarity. where you really want to live up to your potential. But in this reading, I feel like that proving yourself comes from this place of like, you're going to be judged if you don't do things in a certain way. We have friendship, 3 of Cups, community, involvement. Initiative, Page of Matches, discovery and exploration. I feel like there's an opportunity here for you to get support that isn't critical of you, that isn't judging you, and for you to accept that support. But first you need to attraction, magnetism. You need to get clear about what you're attracting, Capricorn. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I feel like we're fading out. That's what I have for you. I hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.